meeting will please come to order. Good evening, everyone. My name is Trippy Congo, President of Wilmington City Council. On behalf of my colleagues, just want to thank everyone who has joined us this evening, those who are in council chambers, and also everyone who is tuning in virtually. Today is Thursday, February the 27th, a special meeting of City Council. We will begin with our opening prayer by Maria Elena Rivera.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way, and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Amen.
Amen.
At this time, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Owens,
Present.
Councilwoman Darby, Councilwoman Oliver, Councilwoman Harley, Councilwoman Willauer,
Here.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Here.
Councilman Johnson,
Here.
Councilman Field,
Here.
Councilwoman Bracy,
Here.
Councilwoman Cabrera, Councilman Hackett,
Here.
Councilman Spadola,
Present.
President Congo.
Here. This time we will have our committee report.
9 present, sorry.
Thank you.
February 26, 2025, we, your Health, Environmental, Aging, and Disabilities Committee met by anchor location and remote participation to who was referred ordinance number 25-004 entitled an ordinance to temporarily suspend the issuance of business licenses for retail marijuana stores. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted those members present of the Health, Environmental, Aging, and Disabilities Committee. Councilmember Owens, Councilmember Willauer, Councilmember Cabrera, Councilmember Field, Councilmember Hackett, Councilmember Johnson, President Congo.
I move that the committee report be received, recorded, and filed in vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The committee report be received, recorded, and filed on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we will move to public comment. Just as a friendly reminder, once you begin your comments, you will have 3 minutes. When you have around 30 seconds left, I will give you a friendly reminder to please try to wrap up your comments. Please do not direct your comments towards any specific council person, but only to me as the president. And also, please remember to introduce yourself once you reach the podium. First, we have Ms. Cynthia Ferguson.
Good evening. My name's Cynthia Ferguson. I've been a resident of Wilmington for the past 40 years. I currently reside in the 6th District in Browntown. I was a little shocked by this whole moratorium, mainly because it's been a year since this legislation was passed. Why wasn't this taken care of a year ago? It's getting close to them issuing licenses, and now Wilmington decides to step up to the plate and say, oh, what should we do? I don't think that's fair to the constituents. I've heard you can drive, and you're right, you can drive or you can get on a bus. But liquor stores are prevalent in the city of Wilmington, and nobody seems to take much notice of that. Where they're located, I find it unconscionable that they're located so close to schools, yet they are. And we're worried about retail marijuana establishments. I just find that ridiculous. I don't understand why it's taken so long, and there's going to be a moratorium on it now. They're going to be issuing licenses within 90 days. So what you're basically doing is you're preventing businesses, because businesses can go out of the out into the county. You know, from my house, I have to go a quarter mile and I'm out in the county. And you're taking away a lot of revenue from the city. Because these businesses, they're not going to wait around for the city to decide what to do. They're going to open up where they can legally open up. So I just wanted to make that point. And like I said, I'm shocked. It's taken a year to figure this out. You could have been working on this a year ago. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Next, we have in council chambers, Vanity Constance. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please remember to introduce yourself, and once you have around 30 seconds left, I will give you a friendly reminder.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much for having me here, City of Wilmington. I really appreciate the opportunity. My name is Vanity Constance, and I'm a very engaged community leader, advocate, and I'm someone where cannabis has really transformed my life and really aided my mental health and other people's mental health. I am a proud advocate and supporter with the Delaware Cannabis Advocacy Network as well. And in 2021, actually, right, myself along with Councilmember Oliver, co-sponsors Darby, Fields, and Wash and Gray, there was a resolution passed with the City of Wilmington, like with you all, actually, like City Council, that really was applauding all the benefits of how the cannabis industry could really impact us in so many positive ways. Those positive ways include, which I really want to focus on, are two things. The job creation. Right now in our neighborhoods, more than ever, especially the Black and brown community, it would be so exciting to have the opportunity to work in the cannabis industry and really identify what other communities and cities have done to really like have it make a difference, you know? The legal cannabis business is, create a variety of well-paying employment opportunities. Also with the economic development corridors, supporting small businesses, with towns and the permits and legal cannabis business will be able to generate licensing fees and property tax for local businesses. People will be able to buy cannabis in town, and purchase, which will also help the local economy. And like Cindy also mentioned, there's so many liquor stores every block, and we know that liquor doesn't have not 1 ounce of positivity of why it's there. They're close to our schools. The youth are still buying it underage. Cannabis is always going to be there. Why not have it on a legal market where we can tax it, have some of those funds go to the schools, have some of those funds go to the youth in some portion. So it's just really important for us to have these conversations. And I know the Delaware Cannabis Advocacy Network is a really great resource for us to really have those really meaningful conversations where we can sit down, we can plan, we can strategize, and move forward on a really positive note. We can have our differences, but there are a lot of great, ways that we can just partner. So that's my take, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, virtually, we have Zoe Pachel. Zoe Pachel. WITN is Zoe Pachel still with us?
We don't see her, but there's an Adam that has his hand up. We're going to give it a shot.
All right, thank you. Okay, next we have Sal Patano.
I'm sorry. Oh, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, Council President Congo and members of the Wilmington City Council. My name is Zoe Patchell, and I'm the Executive Director of Delaware Cannabis Advocacy Network. We respectfully ask that you please reconsider all bans on legal cannabis businesses. Public polling shows 70% of Delawareans supported legalization, with district polling in Wilmington as high as 79%. And 80% in support specifically for the sale of cannabis at regulated stores. Research proves cannabis is considerably safer than alcohol at every metric. Therefore, cannabis businesses should be zoned and permitted to operate in a manner similar to alcohol businesses. Banning safe, legal cannabis businesses is ineffective, short-sighted, and it makes it less safe for both communities and consumers. History shows dry towns don't work and only perpetuate the harms and collateral consequences associated with prohibition. You may recall that this body passed an ordinance that Vanity just spoke of. I also want to point out that Wilmington was designated as a disproportionately impacted area, meaning that there were more arrests for simple cannabis possession offenses in Wilmington than there were in the surrounding areas. ACLU research also shows considerable racial disparities in those arrests. The legalization legislation, HB 2, permits special social equity licenses for residents specifically from Wilmington and others that were affected by prohibition due to the over-enforcement that occurred within Wilmington city limits. And that was created to create a pathway specifically to be able to allow people that were affected by prohibition to participate in this industry. And it's simply unfair to put extra barriers to entry in place, like overly restricted zoning and banning. I also have a difficult understanding the justification of how Wilmington residents were arrested at a much higher rate than residents in even towns like Stanton or Newcastle, but they may be prevented from having local safe access in their own city. Make no mistake, anywhere legal businesses are banned, illicit market activity will remain and continue to drain public resources to address. Alternatively, legal cannabis businesses will be well regulated, and the business owners must adhere to the most robust provisions that address issues like underage youth prevention in order to maintain their business licenses, provisions that do not exist on the illicit market. Research shows that operational legal businesses are actually associated with significant crime reductions due to increased security and surveillance measures required for those businesses.
You have 30 seconds.
Rutgers University study shows that operational legal cannabis businesses are associated with a 1.6% average home sale price increase in areas that allowed cannabis-related businesses compared to municipalities that did not. Thank you for your time tonight.
All right, thank you. I'd like to recognize council members Bracy and Oliver. Next we have Sal Patano.
Thank you, Councilman, for having me speak on behalf of the city of Wilmington and the state of Delaware. My name is Sal Pantano, and I'm going to try and make this sweet and short. The ladies that have spoken prior to me, I would trust them with my life, and I've been helping them volunteer for cannabis legalization and the sale of cannabis. We cannot understand why there's been a delay in the sale of cannabis. The three ladies, again, are highly intelligent ladies, and what exactly they said, I would like to repeat 10 times as much. And we're going to conquer this battle with numbers, and that's why I'm here. Thank you for your time. Thank you, ladies, for speaking. And once again, my name is Sal Pantano. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Frank Urso Marso. Urso Marso.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Mr. President, I'm Frank Urso Marso. I'm a resident of Brandywine Falls. Mr. President, members of council, I support the resolution and the amendment. I don't believe we need more marijuana in the city of Wilmington. I believe, as opposed to the speakers, it's harmful to young people's brains. I believe it may, in fact, cause cancer when people inhale it and smoke it. So I'm an opponent of it. I don't like it. I don't want it. And being 82 years old, I've seen a lot, and this is not a road we should go down. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. WITN, are there any more virtual comments? Okay, thank you. At this time, we will move to legislative business. Councilmember Hackett.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Am I okay to give an opening comment here?
After you.
Okay, cool. Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the third and final reading.
No, ordinance 25-0.
I have my hand up for the question.
Yes, Councilwoman Oliver.
I'm sorry, I did do I had my hand, but I leaned over, so that was my fault. You said on the question.
No, not yet.
I'm
It
sorry.
hasn't been presented yet.
I thought I heard you say on the question. I'm sorry, my fault.
Okay.
Ordinance 25-004, agenda number 0010. An ordinance to temporarily suspend the issuance of business licenses for retail marijuana stores.
Is this now for my opening comment?
No.
Mr. President, I move that we be known as an acting cause of the ordinance and call for the yay-nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea or nay vote on the question.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to make a couple of things clear here. As many know, this is the 109 session, so this is a new administration on both sides, the mayor and some new council members. So as we got here, our job is to make sure that we diligently go through everything that we need to go through. This is also just to be clear, we're just suspending the business license for 90 days so that we can go in and make sure that we zone properly and make sure that it's placed in the right place so that it's not negatively affecting our community. I heard tonight people talk about our liquor stores in our community today that do negatively affect our community. So I'm happy that we are taking our time to make sure that we zone properly for our community and do it right.
All right, thank you, Councilman Hackett. Councilwoman Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. When you say it's just about the business license, when I read the ordinance, it says about retail marijuana stores. I just left a meeting with Yvonne and them at her restaurant. It was 50 people, a lot of people on Zoom. I came in a little late, but I did hear the young lady speak about the effect it's going to have on. So it's only about a few licenses that's going to be in Wilmington, maybe 3 at the maximum. I thought the 108 was pretty good because it gave the community the opportunity to come out and say, if the civic or the MCPs didn't want it, just to, engage in the community. Again, I'm just glad that we're not terminating any, not having any, canvases or marijuana sales. I really think this ordinance should be called Nathan Fields ordinance because
Councilwoman Oliver.
Okay, I just want to say, well, it's only been one person who has changed this whole narrative, and I think it's unfair for a neighborhood as Charlie Square to be considered when minorities in the third, the fifth, the sixth, or the seventh. Well, I ain't gonna say the seventh. We know the areas that have been affected by it, and so everything's been changed because of one council person. And I applaud you for looking out for your district, and I'm happy for you. When I have an issue, I'm gonna ask you to come help me, even though we had 500 signatures from all over the city. It didn't matter. So tonight I will be voting present.
Thank you. Councilman Johnson.
Yes, I appreciate, and again, I've been kind of at the forefront since the 108 dealing with this issue. I appreciate my colleague, Councilman Hackett, really, bringing this to the forefront. This is similar to Councilwoman Oliver. We've been in this fight, listening to the community, listening on both sides, and this is the issue that is at the top of our list. We need to get it right, and the neighborhoods that want it need to have it. And so neighborhoods that don't want it don't need to have it. So similar to Councilwoman Oliver, I will be voting present. I understand the current administration that they do need time, the new administration, to get things online. So I certainly will work with them on this, but we need to get jobs to the community. I'm every day get the question from people about when it's coming. People want jobs out there. Inflation's high. Prices are rising, and we need to get our community jobs, need to get them solid employment, not only in retail, but also in manufacturing, the testing centers too. So we can't close all this off to our citizens. So I'm hoping 90 days is we're able to do it. I frankly would have liked to see 60 days so that the fire is lit under all of us to get it done. But 90 days, I feel like is a little too long. But either way, we need to get this industry set up in our city now.
Councilman Spadola.
Thank you, Council President. I'm not going to go into a history lesson and share why this didn't get done last year, but I'm just going to instead be positive and encourage the new administration, the mayoral administration, who controls the Planning Commission, that whatever legislation they are looking at with dealing with dispensaries and marijuana in general, that they do it in a very collaborative approach with the committee, make sure that they're doing something that one can get out of committee and then two can pass council. And this way we can have a much smoother process this go around, whether this specific legislation passes or not. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Owens.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I just want to say, we're asking for a 90-day. That's what this bill is doing. Asking for a 90-day pause on issuing licenses. And I think that is a decent request, especially since there was 2 years that there was no action on this almost, right? So let's not rush this. Let's get it right for all our citizens. Let's make sure that we have input from everyone in this process. And it's not fair to the new council members, to the new administration, or to any of the community if we try to rush this process real quick to meet that March 1st deadline. Do I wish we didn't have to have this? Absolutely. But because of the delays in the past, we need to do this in a collaborative way that allows for the community to come out and let us hear where exactly they want it and where we as a city should be moving. For far too long, marijuana-related criminal offenses has disproportionately impacted minority communities, especially in the city of Wilmington. So when we do this, we have to make sure we're doing it in the right way and make sure we have input from the individuals who've been in prison, from the individuals who've been harassed, right? We need to make sure we bring everyone around the table. And 90 days is enough time to do that, but also enough time to make sure we're not making businesses wait way too long. That's all I have.
Thank you. Seeing no hands raised, Councilwoman Oliver, second round.
Thank you. I'd like to echo what Council Member Owens have stated. I have looked at the maps over and over and over, and what I see is that you would be down to the Port of Wilmington. You will also, who's going to have a dispensary down there? I see that you would be down by Calamar Nickel, it's certain, or the riverfront. What about the individuals who have been affected by this? We don't have commercial buildings down the riverfront. We don't have commercial buildings down to the Port of Wilmington. We don't have commercial buildings by Calamar Nickel, and I'm not knocking whoever gets businesses there and doing very well. I'm not a hater on anybody making any money, but we still have to look at the individuals that it has affected. And as I stated before, and I stated again, the 108 session that allowed your community to come out. Everybody knows it's only going to be 3 or 4 of them around town, if it's 4. But to say that it's only going to be, I just don't understand how it's majority of minority cities, and we are passing laws with majority of minorities on council. This is my opinion, but minorities, they're going to evolve. She's been there forever. She can't open a dispensary because she's not in a commercial district. I disagree with it, so I will be voting present on this.
Councilmember Hackett. Well, Councilmember Hackett, you'll have final comment. Okay. Councilwoman Bracy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to make one short comment. I think that what's important is that during these 90 days, we do exactly what we're saying we need to do, which is talk to the community. If we're not talking to the community and really identifying which neighborhoods want it, which neighborhoods don't, then this is a moot point, and what we're doing is wasting time. So I think the essential thing is this is temporary. This is only 90 days. That means that we have 90 days to really get some work done and be out in the community, talking to people, doing the due diligence to really make sure that in 90 days we're not saying we need another 60, that we're getting it right. We're not saying we don't want it in the city, but where the people that don't want it, then okay, let's figure that out. Where people want it, let's figure that out, and let's do it in an equitable manner. So hopefully this is the impetus for everyone that has concerns to make sure that you're talking to your constituents and you're getting that feedback so that we can take it to the administration. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. I think these are 90 days. These next 90 days, it's really just a listening session, and it's a time for us to be able to get it right. It's not saying that it's already given where they're going to be. I think we listen and then we figure out how we can make the best of both worlds for both sides. So I am going to support this ordinance this evening. And final comments, if no other council members have any other comments, will come from sponsor, Councilmember Hackett.
I have a final comment. That'd be my last.
You already went 2 rounds.
Oh, I don't get a third?
No, only 2.
Can somebody give me can you give me your time?
No, that's not how it works. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Councilmember Hackett.
I just want to thank you, Mr. President. I just want to echo what Kobe said and about getting this right the first time. It's been a lot of times where we talk about the liquor stores and the corner stores in our community, and now we're trying to figure out how we can replace them or move them when we now have an opportunity for new business to come into Wilmington, and making sure that we do it the right way. So I'm thanking the administration, I'm thanking council, because this is what council is all about, for us to be able to sit down these next 90 days and do the work. So once again, I hope that it goes through so that we can start and make sure that we do get an opportunity for our minorities to be a part of this and it goes in the right places. But at the same time, we got to give the opportunity, we got to take the time, and we got to do it the right way. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Owens?
Yes.
Councilmember Oliver?
Present.
Councilmember Willauer?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson?
Present.
Councilmember Field?
Yes.
Councilmember Bracy? Yes. Councilmember Hackett?
Yes.
Councilmember Spadola?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
8 yeas, 2 present, and 3 absent.
Declared adopted. At this time, we will move to petitions and communication. Councilmember Owens.
Yes. This Saturday, March the 1st, there is a community brunch being held at the Police Athletic League of Wilmington at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Also at 11 a.m. on March the 1st at the North Wilmington Branch Library, there's the Black Children's Book Week event going on with children's book by Black authors. Again, that is at 11 a.m. And then on Monday, March the 3rd, One Village Alliance is hosting their monthly free haircuts for young men there. And again, that's Monday, March the 3rd. That's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. This Saturday, March the 1st, Reach Radio, I'm sponsoring, I'm co-sponsoring, having a big event at Price's Park, giving away coats, food, all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be a big event. It's been advertised on the radio. It starts at 10 o'clock until 2. Also, Senator Lockman's Delmarva Power meeting is tomorrow. Lastly, I have a meeting tomorrow for the 3rd District at Sandra, Pastor Ben's church, just to talk about the Delmarva Power Bill. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Willauer.
On February 28th, Friday, at 6 o'clock at the Latin American Community Center, there's going to be an info session, Know Your Rights. And this is for people who are concerned about immigration, enforcement, deportation, challenges of accessing benefits. There'll be information there in English and Spanish. And again, that event is at the Latin American Community Center, February 28th, Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. That's sponsored by Representative Ortega, who represents the 3rd District.
Thank you, Councilwoman McCoy.
Yes, I just would like to remind everyone that we will be having the public safety meeting on March 10th. We just have a few items on the agenda. One of the larger items that we will get a chance to talk to is Chief Looney. I think this was something that quite a few people have actually asked about. So March 10th at 5 p.m., we will be having our public safety committee meeting. Also on March 11th, the very next day, the 6th District will be having its 3rd annual town hall meeting. So the location will be the Pulaski Early Education Center, which is formerly the Pulaski Elementary, and it will begin at 6 p.m. We had a really good crowd last time. I hope we get even bigger this time. Refreshments will be served, and we'll just be getting updates about basically what has transpired in the past, and what we're looking for, and where we're headed toward this year. So I look forward to everyone coming out. Oh, and one last thing, I just want to wish my baby boy a happy birthday for March 3rd. Come Monday, he'll be 17. That's all.
Thank you, Councilman Johnson.
Just the only announcement is that the Union Park Gardens Neighborhood Association meeting this upcoming Wednesday. So please come out and make your voice heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Field.
My only announcement is I want to highlight the newest exhibit at the Delaware Art Museum, Marisol to Warhol, Printmaking and Creative Collaboration. They've had a series of excellent exhibits, and I'm looking forward to this new one, and it starts March 15th and goes to September 7th. That's at the Delaware Art Museum. A great new exhibit. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Bracey.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank CJ Bell and the Division of Small Business for working with a bunch of community organizations in the city and in the county to host Black Business Excellence this morning. We had over 100 small minority Black businesses convene at Canaan Baptist Church for a day of education and learning. We had banks present on how to get funding for your business. We had nonprofits in the room, Wilmington Alliance, West End Neighborhood House, the Small Business Development Service, the Black Chamber of Commerce, the Newcastle County Chamber of Commerce, all there to provide information and resources for our minority-owned businesses. So I just wanted to shout them out and say thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hackett.
Yeah, I just got two things. The City of Wilmington Department of Park and Recs Spring College Tour is April 20th to April 25th of this year. They'll be visiting a lot of HBCUs. If you're interested, please get in contact with Nicole Torrance. Her email is ntorrance@wilmingtonde.gov. I also want to give a shout out to Interfaith Housing. If you're looking to be a first-time home buyer, they're getting ready to have 3 units available. So if you know about Interfaith Housing, please reach out to them because there's a great opportunity there for our residents.
Thank you, Councilman Spadola.
Nothing tonight, Council President.
All right, thank you. Just have one announcement. There is going to be the inaugural hip hop ball tomorrow at the Queen from 6 to midnight, where they are using hip hop music to promote health within our city. There's going to be a performance by old school artist Slick Rick. I believe that Deshaun Jackson is also going to be there from Delaware State University now, and a former Eagle. And also Wilmington's own Young Guru will also be there. So again, that is tomorrow, the 28th at the Queen. You can call the Queen for any tickets. There's also going to be a giveaway. There's going to be a few raffles. The biggest one, the grand prize, is an all-expense trip to Puerto Rico for 2, flight included, air, also hotel included. So again, come out and have a good time and also learn how we can all improve our health. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you have any questions, if any of us on council can help you in any way, just please call us at 302-576-2140. Again, our number here is 302-576-2140. I want to thank everyone who came out to give public comment, both virtually and in council chambers. Please know that you are always welcome to come and be a part of our meetings and give comments either virtually or in council chambers. And with that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone.